95% of the reality that you experience is created by the subconscious. There are many people in the world that don't fit into this society. They don't follow societal norms. Some of these people are referred to as chosen ones, and they are overcoming trauma, maybe from their life, past lives, their family lineage, and taking on some of the trauma for the collective. If you tuned into this message, you might not resonate with society and societal norms, and you might find yourself alone. Tonight, I'm here to tell you all why I will never make a Chosen Ones Alone video again. And if you are able to focus your attention all the way through this message, tonight, I will break the subconscious program and you will be alone no more. Just like many of you, I've found myself alone, not fitting into society. I don't follow societal norms. And when you don't fit in, this really is like the Matrix. People will not resonate with you. There'll be a dissonant frequency from those that kind of see past the illusion and they want to live their lives freely. When you don't follow societal norms, you tend to trigger people and you start to see the truth. You see the truth within people, things, and situations. And you might find yourself alone. But it's time to put an end to this subconscious program. Your reality is dictated by this. You know, being alone in a sick society, it's part of the journey. Wilderness, being in the wilderness with God. Maybe you have spent time alone in the wilderness with God. You were set aside. God set you aside for a reason. Always remember though, light warriors, there's a reason for your season. And you're free from distractions. Distractions could be people, maybe they're fake friends, maybe a narcissistic relationship. You didn't need these things and you weren't able to grow and flourish. If you're alone, you're able to focus and go inward. And this is important on our journey. But sometimes we get caught up that we always will be alone. Tonight we need to break this subconscious program. You know, I see the benefit of being alone. As Tesla said, free from distractions beating down the creative mind. So important. A lot of people, they spend their lives, they could live to 99 years old and they don't know who they truthfully are. It's important to spend time alone so you know who you are. And God is going to set you aside. God is going to prune your life. And a lot of us know this. But your identity, the story that you tell yourself, that is going to become the reality that you experience. You know, when we manifest, we're constantly manifesting our life experience. And this comes from the deep-rooted subconscious programs. And yes, we do need to go through a time period where we need to be set aside, where we need to spend time alone. But as the natural way, this is how we are supposed to be. We are supposed to be social beings, and we are supposed to have love in our everyday life. Many people get caught up in this vicious cycle. A lot of these seasons, they last for quite a while. And even though maybe your season is ended, or maybe you feel like, you've changed on the inside, and now like you want to invite maybe a new relationship into your life. Maybe you want to have friends or a social. Does anyone have a social life anymore in this post-2020 world? Let me know down below. But a lot of us have noticed a lot of changes, and I'm here to tell you. I'm gonna teach you the deep truths tonight. We manifest based on what is familiar. You know, the world has been hit pretty hard post-2020, and it lasted for several years. And now, where we are, in the world is actually much brighter. Maybe you've outlasted the onslaught is a phrase that I like to use. And you are going to constantly remanifest based on what is familiar. You know, maybe 3 years of the same thing. You're going to keep manifesting based on what is familiar and not based on what you actually want. And you have to know this. A lot of people might notice you're in a loop, and the same situation, it could be with a different person, it could be in a different place, doesn't make a difference. The same energy theme, it's the same loop, and you keep and constantly finding yourself alone. This is written in the subconscious, and that subconscious is going to broadcast this reality that you're going to experience. And it's going to be based on what is familiar, not based on what you want. I think a lot of people, and I see it, and we all go through this. We all have trauma in our everyday life. I've shared with the community, betrayal is something that you must go through. You have to know what it feels like. You have to understand it so you make better decisions in your everyday life. Remember, we're on a journey. So you can't be wrapped in bubble wrap. So we go through these time periods. We have to go out there, get yourself dirty, get it dirty, figure out. This is the only way you learn. But you can't live in fear. You can't live in fear because you will attract what you are. So a lot of people, they've done the inner work. You've been in the wilderness. Have you spent a lot of time alone? Let us know in the comments. And now you don't want to be alone anymore. It's in our innate that we don't want it. Sometimes I know people, okay? One thing about me, I meet and greet the people. If you're new to me, I take the pulse of society and I discuss these energies, and I allow people to find themselves and truthfully ascend. People don't really want to be alone. You say you want to be alone because you've been hurt in the past and you're afraid, okay? And once you get past that, all right, people naturally don't want to be alone. They say what they say, but what we're saying and what we're feeling inside, it's going to keep repeating. And when we keep saying that, you know, oh, if you're a chosen one, you have to be alone. There are seasons that God puts us in for a reason. There's a reason for your season. So a lot of people will find themselves looping, even though they actually don't want to be part of that loop anymore. Okay? You have to realize this moving forward tonight. You will continue to loop. You're saying to yourself, well, why do these things keep happening? Why do I keep finding myself alone? Why do these people keep disappearing? Your identity and emotional imprint. If your identity, not what the world says, what you're saying in that brain, okay? I developed the phrase here. It's going to improve everyone's everyday life. You got to get out of that demented mind filled of all these subconscious programs, and you got to get into this sacred heart. Okay, if that resonates with you, why don't you smash the like button? All right? Get out of that demented mind, because that ain't you, and you got to start feeling with this sacred heart. And when you start feeling with the sacred heart, all of a sudden your life starts to change. All of a sudden everything is so much sweeter and better. Okay, so your identity, who you think you are, and the story that you're telling yourself, we have an emotional imprint. And if that emotional imprint stays the same, the timeline will stay the same. It must. It's part of nature. You know, the subconscious is designed actually for our best interest. Sometimes the subconscious has been, taken advantage of, if you will, and, used against people. But we all have to know the importance of this subconscious mind. So it doesn't matter how much you wish upon a star. Doesn't matter how much you don't want to be alone anymore. If you told your story about being alone, if you were in the wilderness for a period of time, this story was going on for a while. So it is going to take you to start to focus your attention and start to learn about the subconscious and what are the stories you're telling yourself, especially before you go to sleep at night. Okay? And that timeline will continue to loop. On my journey, I spoke a lot of truths and, the isolation season, being alone, it is something we can acknowledge it. For me on my journey, I've created world famous videos on chosen ones being alone. All right, and two of them are two of the biggest videos on YouTube. Okay, you could check them out at the end of this video because I will not be making any more of them. And the reason why I will not be making any more of them is because it is going to constantly create that loop, and it's going to constantly promote being alone. We have to realize this, and I'm going to break it for everyone tonight. It's something that we can acknowledge. But I'm not going to make those videos anymore, regardless of how popular they are and truthful they are, because it is going to constantly loop that program for me, for you, for everyone. So we want to acknowledge our true journey. And God puts us in seasons. And sometimes we take the season and we go way past. You say, sometimes we say to ourselves, maybe, why did God abandon me? Why am I still here? And the answer is sometimes we're still running the subconscious programs. There's nothing left. I see this in the world. A lot of people, the world was maybe scary back in 2020, right? But the world's a better place. And I still, sometimes I pop onto Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. Our Facebook community is growing like never before. I'd like to hear from all of you as well. People are still running this subconscious program. It's actually not that scary in the world anymore. They're still running the same program. There's nothing there, but we're still running it. So when it comes to isolation, when it comes to being alone, sometimes we're still running that program, even though our season is up. And we have to realize it was part of our journey. It's our destiny to go through a time period of being alone, being in isolation, going in the wilderness with God. A lot of you know these terms, and many of you have experienced this, and you don't fit into society. But if you know this through your vibrational frequency, magnetically, you will attract who you are. And maybe one day you'll be randomly walking on the beach and you might meet a guy or a girl that's exactly like you. Or maybe you're walking, in the park or hiking in the mountains, doing a hike, whatever it is that you do. This is actually how God ordained us to meet. Randomly through frequency. It's actually not random, it's through frequency. There are no coincidences, there are synchronicities. So if you're sitting out there and you're still in the wilderness, if you're saying to yourself, I'm alone, I'm going to be alone forever, well, that's the story that you're telling yourself in the subconscious. And for all of you, I don't want to partake in creating those videos regardless of how popular they are. How about we make this video even more popular? One of those videos has 750,000 views. How about we get 750,000 views on this one? Wow. We must realize God puts us in seasons. God sets us aside, but then reintroduces us into society. Every great master has spent a year or 2 or 3 alone, spent a season alone. Everyone's journey is different. Some people have to do it longer than others, or some people will, maybe do it and then do it maybe later in life. There's no right or wrong to this. But as Tesla said, free from distractions, beating down the creative mind, that's where ideas are born. And so it is part of our journey. But as people, we have an ego, and sometimes we're scared. We're afraid. But we have the ability to break the subconscious programs through focus, through changing the inner story, the frequency that we're emitting. We are love. We are family. We are compassion. We are a community. These are the things we have to tell ourselves. And no, I'm here to tell you all right? It is part of our journey. And those videos are very valid that I've done, and they will last the test of time because everyone will have that season. But tonight, we need to break that subconscious program that each and every one of us might keep looping in the background. We think that we're in a season for a lifetime, but seasons are meant to end. Alone, no more. And so it is. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because when we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Comment down below, did you go through the wilderness season? Are you ready to break this loop? Are you ready to meet people? Are you ready for healthy relationships? Are you ready for friendships? Are you ready to get the band back together? All these things, it's so great. You know, there was a guy on YouTube years ago, and he used to go out to the front line, and he used to say, life is so much better when we are all together. I forgot who that guy was. Oh, that was me, yeah. Life is so much better. How about we all write that in the comments? Let's get thousands of people to write it in the comments today. Life is so much better when we are all together. Let's get back to the basics, baby. I love you all. Know that your trauma is valid. Okay, know that the things that you went through, the pains, the anguish, but you know, there's beautiful people that are out there waiting for you. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Come back together, and I'm very grateful for all of you, and I appreciate if you would click the subscribe button, and let's get 1 million people to click the subscribe button, because by doing so, you know, it allows me to be authentic and not care about the algorithms, and keep moving forward and follow your heart, do the things that call you, and regardless of what it is, you know, even though maybe certain things are very popular, I'm not gonna partake in things. My job is to improve your everyday life. And that's what we're going to do moving forward. Every single day, we're gonna live in truth, and we're going to make everyone better, okay? There's a phrase that I've shared, this is how I live my everyday life. Anything I touch, I leave better than the way that I found it. And now it's time for all of us to get back together. I'm Michael DellaRocca, and these are our everyday lives. I love each and every one of you. It's time to start living our life. It's time for love, relationships, friendships, community. You are alone no more. And that's how, you got a little fly flying around, and that's how you break the subconscious. Break these subconscious programs. We got tons of videos on the channel page. Focus your manifestation. And I'm going to tell you now, you really need to focus your attention for a sustained period of time. You can't break these things in 2 minutes. You have to spend a lot of energy and really focus for a sustained period of time. You might have been in that season for a long period of time. So do you think it could change overnight? Honestly, no. But when you stay focused on these things, it's all about taking the first step. So now we're taking the first step forward, and let's clear those subconscious programs. You are alone no more.